Hey, MegaJeff back again, and I'm going to reveal that secret from last time. I talked in my previous video about the local store that I went to where I bought the Smith Kotzen album, and how at that store, if you buy a new release, you get 25% off a used release. So anytime, not anytime, but often when I go there to buy stuff, I try to take advantage of that. And in this case, I did. I went there for a used item. As I mentioned in the last video, they put up videos a couple times a week showing restocks, new releases, and stuff that they have bought in, new buys. And they were flipping, and they flip, and they flip, and then I saw this album. And so I got online real quick. Facebook said, hey, do you still have it? And how much is it? And can you hold it for me? And they're like, this, and that. And I'm like, okay, it's a good price. And I got them to hold it for me. So then I went in Saturday to look around, and I looked through the rest of the stuff. And it was at that point that I noticed, well, you know, I'm going to buy that Smith Kotzen. But what I went there for was the Steve Vai Flexable. I have had this on my hopes one day of getting. You watch, now that I bought it, have they even reissued it? They'll probably turn around and put a reissue out or something. Maybe they did. I don't know. But usually, I never see these. And usually when you find them online, they tend to be a little pricier than I care to spend, or, you know, they're not in great condition. In this case, the price was right. And when you take 25% off of it, the price became even more right. So buying the Smith Kotzen, ended up saving me a good chunk of money on this one. So yeah, I was able to go ahead and grab this, and I looked at it, and it was in decent condition. I brought it home, ultrasonically cleaned it, gave it a spin, and it sounds wonderful. So, and if you're not familiar with this is like his first release. It's just quirky stuff he recorded in the studio and self-funded because it was so quirky. And it's fun, and you hear pieces. I hear bits and pieces from this album that later appeared in real songs on some of his later albums. Just little riffs and little tweaks here and there that sound interesting. So, but when I was able to buy it, and got like $5 off of it, it made it even worth more to me to buy it, to have an OG copy of this. I'm not sure if they have reissued it, but now I have the OG copy. And then while I was there and I was flipping, I found a couple other things that made me decide to buy these. I got the Book of Taliesyn by Deep Purple. Some of the early Deep Purple stuff I don't have. Usually when you find these albums, they tend to be pretty rough and beat up. This one I was surprised was like so minty fresh for an album of such age. Brought it home, ultrasonically cleaned it, and it sounds wonderful. So yeah, I couldn't pass this up. The cover shows its age. It's not really beat up, but it just looks kind of, maybe it was always kind of dingy. But I was able to grab that, so that was a great deal too. And then this one I had not seen on the flip video, not sure how, but Splendido Hotel, yeah, by Meola. I pick up his stuff when I can. Never see this album usually, and I saw this album. It's a double record set, and it was very well priced. It was near mint. Somebody has put it in some like generic MoFi sleeves, but it was so shiny and fresh. And brought it home, cleaned it, and listened to it. It sounds pristine and is just an amazing album. So I look at the stuff I've got by him, and I have a lot of his stuff in the early pre-80s. And you can see he's coming to his own. I've got a bunch of his stuff with the Return to Forever and other bands he's been in. But then his first couple solo albums are pretty cool. And then some of his later ones, that Rendezvous one, Midnight Rendezvous, whatever, from the 80s, gets kind of, to me, I mean, it's good, but it's quirky, different. This feels like it's in between that. There is just, it's amazing. It's got some amazing guitar playing. It's got some amazing just like semi shredding on here, and yet it's just one of it's a double record set, so it's 2 records of great stuff. Songs are really long, so yeah, I'm thinking out of the ones I have by him right now, this one is leaning heavily towards being one of the favorites I have. So always on the lookout to buy new stuff by him, and was able to grab that. So between that and a couple used albums and saved a couple dollars, it was a good day. So yeah, that's what I got. The Steve Vai was what I went for. The other things were just bonuses I picked up for, and that's it for this one. Thanks a lot for watching. See you later. Rock on and rock hard.